Thank you for staying with us. This morning, at the first instance of these conversations, we look into the journey ahead, because ordinarily, this conversation, one would think, should be held maybe sometime in 2026. But this is the reality, the journey to who will be the president in 2027. It has been held, and the president has even confirmed early politicking has started. So why not talk about it? Because that's the development in the public space. Mr. President, bearing any last minute stage, is expected to run for office again in 2027. So would Nigerians, want to return him, or would they consider another person to succeed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? And that question is being answered in various ways, especially the opposition parties trying to put their house in order. Some are picking new homes, some are returning to their homes, some are aligning even with different houses, making a compound against a common political foe in the APC, in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And these opposition parties, you have the main opposition party, People's Democratic Party, that has been in existence since the inception of this very republic, actually pre-1999. You talk about the Labour Party LP. You want to that his presidential candidate Peter will be in the last election. You want to talk about the NNP Rabi Musa Kwakwanso, who we understand is having deep conversation with the powers that be. Although he has said no, he's not having any conversation. But people know, trust politicians at your peril, especially when strong indications are coming out from a particular end. And of course, the new kid on the block, politically speaking, ADC, that has been firing on all cylinders. So who will it be? Now, that the conversation is about the power should remain in the southern part of the country. And so who will it be? What part of the country will that person come? Should Nigerians stay with the choice of the southwest, with somebody from the southwest rather, in which Asiwaju is one right now, or they should look for another southwestern person, or the southeast, that the biggest name right now coming from that place is Peter Obi of the Labour Party, fraternizing with the ADC, or the southern part of the country that had produced Goodluck Jonathan with 6 years presidential experience and different experiences, getting into this stage. But that name, Goodluck Jonathan, has been thrown up over and over. The man himself has not talked. People have talked about, the constitutional dimension to his swearing in, and some have said that issue has been laid to rest. Nobody bring that up. Recently, what we have been seeing is different advice from politicians. Adam Shomale, people from his own party, that's the PDP as well, say, Goodluck Jonathan, you have left. Just hold your peace. You are not fit for these murky waters. But then it is his right, by the way, constitutionally speaking. If he's elected, if there's a choice of Nigerians, he can only run for one more term by the constitution of our land. And some are saying there are some powers that be that prefer that, because they know if it's Peter Obi or any other fresh person coming in, he might want to, do beyond the expected. Now, is Goodluck Jonathan the new bride for every political party? That is our conversation this morning. The man has not denied or confirmed, but we understand consultation is going on in different circles. We have been joined by a politician and a public affairs analyst, President Odeyemi, this morning to shed more light into if his party man, Goodluck Jonathan, is the cynosure of all eyes. Prince Diran Odeyemi, thank you for joining us again.
Good morning. I'm happy to be with you this morning.
All right. You had my introduction. Goodluck Jonathan, is it the new bride right now? And every eye is looking at the man. And the man has been talking, but he has not confirmed or denied as far as 2027 is concerned. Do you think is the biggest, person that might possibly prove a metal to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu come 2027?
Is the question on the general term, or you are restricting it to PDP affair?
Pick it one after the other, sir.
Okay, fine. If it is on PDP affair, I want to tell you that in PDP, you are all aware of the fact that we have given you contents. We have created a lot of drama within the party. which makes it look unsettled, you know, towards 2027. Having said that, we believe in reorganizing ourselves. And the best way to do that is to ensure the smooth end of these National Working Committee members who have always disagreed among themselves. Because when you see the chairman say one thing and the secretary saying another thing, and the INEC telling us that, you know, they can only believe in on one side or the other, you know, we have a problem. So what we are looking forward to is the national convention that will take place in November in Ibadan. With that, we believe we will have committed and serious-minded individuals occupying that position. And we believe that is the foundation towards making the party stronger again. So the issue of who becomes the president or what does not arise for now. There may be underground permutation and consultation going on among the leadership. But as far as we are concerned, for now, it is one step after the other until we are able to conduct a free, fair, and good convention in Ibadan. We may not be able to talk about who becomes the president candidate in 2027. Now, coming to the issue of former President Jonathan, I have 2 or 3 concerns.
Right.
Number one, the people who ensure that he does not get the second term in quotes, are the same people that are now calling him to come and contest. Where is the trust? If I were in his position, I will not even venture into that. I will not even give them that opportunity. Because when the opportunity was there, when he could have won that election free and square, nobody reckoned with him. They disappointed him, they backstabbed him. They ensure that in that election he lost until he voluntarily gave up. So it is the same people that are now consulting, are now going to him, that he is the best. What makes him to be the worst then? They now realize that he's the best. If I were in his position, I would think twice. Secondly, I want to believe that with the presence of Atiku and Obi in ADC, they are not going to give him that opportunity, because ADC was not formed on the platform of, you know, on principle. It was not formed on the fact that they want to rescue Nigeria or whatever. It is about individual selfish ambition. It is about a fight against Tinubu. It is about, because I was not made a minister, I was disappointed. I worked for Mr. President. At the end of the day, he refused to give me position. Those were the reasons. At the point in time, I counted the people that were there. I labeled them as Atiku's Disciples Congress. That is ADC.
Really?
Because if you look at the people who have taken the center stage of ADC, they are people who believe in Atiku. And the main purpose of ADC, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure I'll be proved right much later, is because of Atiku. Nothing more than that. So if you are now saying you want to talk to Jonathan, Atiku recently was said to have, you know, declared publicly that if he sees a younger person, if there is anybody he knows that will do the job better than he will quit the stage. The second day he came back to say, yes, no, I was misquoted. I am going to run. And if Atiku is going to run in ADC, I don't see anybody, any block, bringing in Jonathan from the back door to upstage Atiku in ADC.
All right.
And if we are talking of Labour, of course, Obi owns Labour, and Labour believes in Obi. And recently I read something that it's most likely that Atiku and Obi will pair together. I laughed, because the question is, the first time the two of them paired together, what was the outcome? The second time they went their separate ways, what's the outcome? If they now pair up again, it's a repetition, and you don't do the same thing the same way and get a different result. That is my analysis.
All right, Prince Odeyemi. So far, the two parties in the forefront pushing for former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan are the PDP, the People's Democratic Party, and of course the ADC, the African Democratic Congress. You are a PDP member. You have said, as far as your party is concerned, that until you have your national convention, you are not really sure who might emerge. But again, Prince Odeyemi, Professor Jerry Ghana has said it repeatedly that he is confident that Goodluck Ebele Jonathan will run under your party, on your platform. So the first question is, why does he have such confidence that the former president will run on your platform? And number two, if you look at ADC, for instance, you said it was set up just because of the ambitions of Atiku Abubakar. I understand we lost some connection with Prince Odeyemi. Perhaps as soon as we reestablish connection, I will repeat the question so we can attend to it. I was just about talking about the ADC, Femi. A lot of people believe it was set up just for Atiku's, unrelenting ambition to become president. Now, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is claiming that he is under pressure from some politicians, from some stakeholders to join the ADC. We also understand that he's been making some, having some meetings, making some political moves. But it seems as though he's trying to get an automatic ticket. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to bring out for both parties. For both the PDP and the ADC, is as if Jonathan is simply, trying to play his game. So, hello, Prince Odeyemi, are you back with us?
I'm back. I'm so sorry.
All right. So let me go back to the question. I was just talking about the ADC, and we understand that Mr. Jonathan has been meeting with some people, and we also understand that it seems as though he's just trying to play his game such that he might get an automatic ticket, either from the PDP or from the ADC. Let's take the ADC, for instance, with someone like Atiku. Do you think that will ever happen? And even in the PDP, do you think Mr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan or Dr. Goodluck Ebele will ever get an automatic ticket? And again, why should he and some other politicians be trying to push for automatic ticket? Why can't they just go and slug it out at the primaries of those political parties?
That is exactly my belief. That is exactly my belief. I don't see him as winning, as coming into PDP to snatch the tickets. Already you have heard about Seyi Makinde saying that he is interested in the Guba race, in the presidential race. And by their own calculation, is pairing with Bala. The two of them will work together to ensure that no Jonathan is brought behind the back to come and be the candidate. So by and large, I don't see Jonathan operating in any of the political parties. Well, some individuals may have interest in him. Some individuals may believe in him. But the point is, there are too many obstacles and hurdles he has to cross if eventually he decides on his own to come and contest. So as far as PDP is concerned, it's not going to be, I'm not predicting and I'm not saying outrightly that he cannot or he will not be the candidate. No. But what I'm saying is, I see a stiffer, very, very remote chances for him to emerge in PDP.
So no chance of automatic ticket for him in the PDP?
No, there won't be any chance for automatic ticket anywhere. There's nothing like automatic. If there is consensus, that is, all opinions agree that he should be our candidate, let's assume, you will still go into the election proper, just to convince the INEC and, to fulfill all righteousness, all constitution righteousness, that yes, we truly want this to be our sole candidate.
All right, and Prince. Yeah, how about the ADC? Yeah, how about the ADC? Do you see someone like Atiku ever stepping down for someone like Goodluck Ebele Jonathan?
That is exactly my point. Atiku will not step down for anybody. He has said it openly. There's nothing secretive about it. And the ambition of Atiku is his life. He wants to be the president at all costs. And that is why he's trying his best within ADC. He already knows
So where do you see? So where does that leave Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan? Do you see him? Let's assume he goes into the primaries with the likes of Atiku, Rotimi Amici. Do you see him ever beating Atiku at the primaries? But a lot of Nigerians are saying the primaries will be dollarized. That's the language being used. So do you see him, emerging victorious at the primaries?
I can't. I can't say outrightly that they cannot emerge victorious, but it will be too tight. It's remote. It's not something that is going to be easy. And I don't see Jonathan going into any competition with anybody. Jonathan, before they announced the presidential election, he already gave up. And on this too, by the time two or three criticism comes in, he's going to chicken out.
All right.
Jonathan is not somebody that has the liver to withstand, any...
So you're saying Goodluck Jonathan, with its antecedent, is not the regular Nigerian politician?
No, he's not. He's not. You can see from his personality.
Being taken from what you have said today, you even said the ADC, as far as you are concerned, was set up for the ambition of Atiku, isn't it?
Exactly.
So there is no way any Goodluck Jonathan or anybody will emerge easily from that party.
No, it's not going to happen.
We go on a quick break, but the name, keeps coming up everywhere, and that's why Nigerians are saying, is there something that is up? You talked about Seyi Makinde, and the pairing with Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State and all of those things.
Yeah.
There are concerns about that as well, because there are some who think this is Asiwaju's hand, in PDP, trying to put a placeholder, knowing fully well the position and the work that Seyi Makinde and his G5 brothers did for Asiwaju in 2023. With the same Seyi Makinde now turn around to say he wants to challenge the same Asiwaju. Or is it not Asiwaju putting Seyi as a placeholder in PDP to distract what they are doing? You will answer that. That will be after. No. Stay with us. All right, thank you for staying with us. I asked the question, before the break, when our guests, because we were talking about 2027 journey and the throwing up of the name Goodluck Jonathan repeatedly and across party lines to say, will he be, or is he the new bride right now? And, our guest, President Odeyemi, former Deputy National Publicity Secretary for the PDP, has said, if you were to advise Jonathan, we tell him to just hold your peace, because the politics and the game right now is too highly volatile for the kind of personality and that Goodluck Jonathan has. And then the pairing, the calculated pairing of Seyi Makinde, Engineer Seyi Makinde of your state, the governor, the Bala Mohammed, of Bauchi State, maybe that might be thrown up in the PDP. Now my question is this. There are some that will feel the same Seyi Makinde with his G5 brothers who worked assiduously against Atiku and very ferociously for the emergence of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They didn't hide. They did it publicly. And one or two of them, they are even enjoying the ride now, because one of them is the former Rivers State governor, Nyesom Wike, who is part of the cabinet right now. And to say, although I think politically speaking, publicly politically speaking, let me put that, maybe he's not in a good place with his friend Seyi Makinde, but some will say, if Seyi Makinde will emerge, is that not, more like a placeholder or just like a decoy to say President Tinubu is the one still controlling the affairs of the PDP by putting a Seyi Makinde there? Because just a few weeks ago, or like 2 weeks ago, at the installation of Olubadan, Mr. President was still there. You saw the cordiality between President Tinubu and Seyi Makinde and everything going well. Now, if the Seyi Makinde will now come around to say want to contest with Asiwaju and he should be supported, is that not the hand of Asiwaju just putting Seyi Makinde there to distract the PDP and put him there not to put up a strong opposition? By that time, it's done and we have Prince Odeyemi, yes, with us. Would that be a wrong calculation? Right.
You see, I've said this severally, that politics is not mathematics where you get 2 plus 2 4 as an answer.
Okay.
All the postulation and everything you have said are possibilities. And they are things that happen behind the public glare. Nobody can doubt the fact that perhaps Seyi Makinde is working with the president. If you go by the last election in Oyo State, whereby the candidates, the senatorial candidates and the rep, among themselves, agreed that perhaps the governor, Seyi Makinde, had a hand in how they lost that election because of his determination to support the president, which caused a lot of confusion among the electorates. So you may be right that perhaps it's working with Asiwaju. At the same time, human beings are too ambitious. Seyi Makinde may be calculating that perhaps the APC, people are not happy with APC, by stroke of luck or by, one thing or the other, he may emerge as the president. That's the way politicians think. At times they don't face the reality. The reality will be facing them like this, they will see it coming, but they will still go.
Interestingly, Prince, you are using the word day. Have you resigned from being a politician?
Perhaps we should say we.
I'm a politician with a difference. Don't forget I'm a journalist. I'm one of you.
No, stick with your political cap this morning. Leave the media thing. Because you keep saying day.
Political play. But the point is, but the point I'm making, the point I'm making now is the fact that the thinking of an average politician in Nigeria, we are all ambitious.
Incurable optimism.
We are all ambitious.
That's what they call it.
Of course, yes. But some of us have this background. We're coming from the background of reality. There are certain things you don't do. Now, we are talking of Seyi Makinde. Seyi Makinde has not become the candidate.
Yeah.
In PDP, they are only waiting for the successful hosting of the convention in Ibadan. After that, a lot of variables comes in. Let me tell you one thing.
Yeah.
With Wike assuring the president that he is with him and we go to work for him, still in PDP, and with his disagreement with Seyi Makinde, do you think Wike will not play a role to ensure that Seyi Makinde does not emerge, as the candidate of PDP?
And that's why I brought up that
angle.
That's why I brought up that narrative, Prince, because some are saying
that's another angle.
Hold on, sir. That some are saying if peradventure Seyi Makinde will emerge, peradventure, because we still have time, and many, just like you said, many dynamics will still come up. If Seyi Makinde will emerge as the candidate of the PDP, there are some that are saying before 12 p.m. the election will be over and Asiwaju will stroll to a second term.
It's very difficult to say Seyi Makinde will emerge. I don't see him emerging.
Okay.
Let me put it that way.
All right.
I don't see him emerging for now. So because of the crisis in
Sorry, sir. So if it's not Goodluck Jonathan, if it's not Seyi Makinde, who else in your party?
That may be a joker. Anybody can come out at the last minute.
Interesting.
And you never can know. I'm not saying it cannot be the two of them. Well, it can be either of them. But what I'm saying is don't rule out or don't foreclose the fact that other candidates will still come out. That's why I said let us finish the foundation of the party so that we can start laying good blocks on them. And the foundation, towards restoring the party is the national convention that we want to have in November.
All right, Prince Odeyemi, going forward, going into 2027 general elections, let us take a broader look at opposition politics in Nigeria at this time. Are you not concerned? Don't you find it worrisome that most of the parties who are supposed to be in opposition, they are not really being seen as opposition parties? Take, for instance, the PDP, you have your crisis, your challenges. The Labour Party, the same thing. The ADC, the same thing. These are supposed to be the major opposition political parties in Nigeria. And a lot of Nigerians, a lot of political watchers have said that we don't have opposition parties in Nigeria at this time. You know, some of them have even pointed accusing fingers to Mr. President, saying he is sponsoring, you know, disunity in all those other parties, which, of course, Mr. President himself said it, that it is not his responsibility to help the parties. He also said that it takes great pleasure in seeing them in disarray. So are you not concerned? It's not worrisome that as a nation, I mean, for the sake of democracy, that at this point, we do not have viable opposition in Nigeria?
You have asked a vital question. And from your analysis, you have answered it. I was about to say that give it to Tinubu. He's a good strategist. He's somebody who understands politics. He's somebody who wants to enjoy his tenure as the president, irrespective of whether he's doing it right or wrong. And the first thing he did was to set up individuals within these political parties to ensure that they don't even have peace. It is when you have peace that you are relaxed, that you think you can oppose the president. He did that right. When I say right, right in quotes. He succeeded in disorganizing all the parties. Because there is no political party in Nigeria today that you will not see the hand of the president in it. There is no crisis within the party that is not caused by people who are working for the president. So, as far as I am concerned, he put up a good strategy to be in office and have his peace. And that's exactly what he did.
So how will that affect our democracy? That's the point.
That's exactly what I'm to say. Are we really playing democracy as it's been practiced in advanced countries? No. So forget about democracy. Let's put democracy aside, because even in Nigeria, we agree among ourselves that we are playing homegrown democracy. We have added homegrown to our own. And what is that homegrown? The way it suits us. If we make law, we always have one by the side through which we can truncate it or, or violate it. So that's our own kind of homegrown democracy. So when you talk of democracy, don't compare democracy as being practiced abroad to what operates in Nigeria. Where do you want to start? I live abroad, I'm a voter there. You interact, and you only vote on the basis of the promises made through ordinary handbills posted to your house. Nobody is coming to give you $. Nobody is coming to give you any money to go and vote for them. You vote based on what you see, the analysis, and the campaign they do. Is that what we rely on in Nigeria with the Boko Sebe? Nobody is. We are all at fault.
Friends, I'm about to disagree. Nigerians might beg to disagree to say
yes.
It is not just our peculiarity. It is not just we by saying we Nigerians. It is you politicians that got us here. It wasn't supposed to be like this. In the UPN, MPN days, was it the Boko Sebe? It is the like of you and your colleagues across the party that got us here, and now you are blaming the rest of us. This is what you have made of the system, isn't it?
Where do you want me to start from?
Anyway,
let me start from.
That you are trying to put this
let me try from
this quasi-democracy thing on the rest of us.
Yes. Let me start from journalism. There are people journalists know within themselves that are bad elements in the society, but they still praise them, they still recommend them to the electorate. Look at what Premium Times did recently by exposing a minister that forged a certificate. That is the responsibility of the journalist, of journalism. But in Nigeria, we have seen journalists that politicians will sit down and say, polish my image. And you know within yourself that this man is not fit to hold any position in the society. Or is it the traditional rulers that, we give them chieftaincy title just because they get money? Is it the electorate that will get money and the Boko Sebe? Or is it the judiciary? So when I say all of us, it is the system. It is what we find ourselves in Nigeria.
The politicians and their policies made the people poor. They said the politicians and the policies made the people poor. So you render them choiceless.
If the people are poor,
to just take whatever you are offering,
and they don't want to transform that that situation to their generation, then they will not take money and vote for a bad person.
For somebody that is hungry.
To redefine your destiny. So you see, don't exonerate anybody. I don't even want to go into that argument because there is no way we can finish it. We are all guilty as far as this democracy is concerned.
But nobody politicians brought us here. You are not agreeing.
How? The politicians that brought you there, are they not elected by the electorate?
All right, Prince Odeyemi.
Are they not elected by the electorate?
Yeah, so according to you, Prince Odeyemi, we are all guilty as Nigerians for the mess we found ourselves in. Yeah, no problem. Yes, I actually agree with you. We deserve the bad leadership we have because at times where we're supposed to stand up, we have failed to do so. But again, Prince Odeyemi, let's look at it from this angle. Oh, I understand we just lost Prince Odeyemi right there.
No.
Oh, Prince Odeyemi, you're back with us. Oh, all right. Now, let's now look at systemic failure in Nigeria.
Yes, I'm back.
Oh, all right. Let's look at failure of, institutions in Nigeria. So far, we've had strong individuals and weak institutions. Look at the EFCC, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offenses Commission in Nigeria. Recently, a non-governmental organization, SERAP, Socio-Economic Rights Accountability Project, has called on these bodies to start probing governors on what they've done with funds, fuel subsidy funds that were saved as a result of removal of fuel subsidy. Now, Prince Odeyemi, the government has so much money. Okay, the president acknowledged it in his speech, in his independence speech to the nation, saying that Nigeria has saved trillions of naira, which has been disbursed to various arms of government, but it is not trickling down to the people. So do you really think that the failure of our systems are actually the fault of the people and not that of governments and politicians?
When you say the fault, can you reframe that last sentence?
Yeah, the failure of our systems in Nigeria, the failure of our institutions, is it not the fault of the government, or will you attribute that to the failure of the people as well?
Human created problems. We cannot bring people from Ghana or from Côte d'Ivoire to come and rule us. It is Nigerian. And I'm telling you that we can count on our finger 10 Nigerians who have so much money and wealth that they can finance the budget of states individually. In a country where this exists, in a country where the system allows an individual to have trillion, where some people cannot even afford a day meal, it's the failure of the system, and is allowed and created by the system we operate in Nigeria. Abroad, there is no way you can have more than one car. No, you have one, your wife will have one. The bigger your car, the bigger the taxes. And the system is running in such a way that if you want to go from one place to the other, you either go through the bus or through the train. Where are the infrastructures in Nigeria? And like the past leadership, the present leadership, are they even thinking about it? When they come abroad, they behave themselves. They see how things go. But are they trying to replicate such in Nigeria is the question. So we have a lot of issues. There was a time Jerry Ghana in Ghana arraigned past presidents.
Jerry Rawlings.
And ensured that he got Jerry Rawlings, I mean. When he got all the monies and all the wealth they kept and threw it back to Ghana economy. And that's why the Ghanaians we saw in Nigeria that are so bad, that are sewing dresses, went back, and the economy is even better than Nigeria now. So in as much as you have individuals who are so powerful, who so have this money, whose business you cannot say gave them the money, and we are all cohabiting.
Yeah, Prince Odeyemi,
the system is wrong.
In that case, what can the people do? That's the big question. If the system is faulty, we have weaponization of poverty in Nigeria. What can the people do? I just gave an example. I cited, I gave an example of political parties in Nigeria that the people are supposed to choose from. If they are compromised, what can the people do? The people are poor. The people are hungry. Most Nigerians just want to survive. So what exactly do you think the people can do better if the fault is not that of the politicians?
I honestly don't want to preach revolution. And I don't want to the people to, I don't want to say, yeah, people should go on the streets. What I will say is, you have your power in your votes. The issue now is, the organized minority are better than this united majority. In as much as many Nigerians believe that is when I get money, or what concerns me about Nigeria, let me cast my vote for whoever is ready to give me money. We are not getting it right. I will not get it right. In as much as the government that is supposed to checkmate and ensure that we have free and fair election are thinking about themselves that I just must win this election at all costs. And as a result, they are ready to push out bad voting material, or even contemplate rigging an election. We are not going to get it right in Nigeria. In as much as even the traditional rulers and our religious leaders are not able to speak out and face the government, in as much as they continue to partake in the misdeeds of any administration, we are not going to get it right in Nigeria.
All right.
So it involves it involves a lot of things to reform things.
All right.
It's not easy. Information is not easy, but we can do it.
All right. Now, you talked about every sphere of life in Nigeria, that it's about the choice that we make, and people who are part of it directly or indirectly, the traditional institution. Some will even say the emergence of some of these traditional rulers are being affected by politicians themselves. So he who pays the piper will dictate the tune. So, in fact, some will say what an average Nigerian politician cannot destroy has not been brought up. And I'll give you a reason. Because you talk about the traditional rulers, some of those traditional rulers, they emerge by the postulations and manipulations of the big people, the politicians. You talk about the system, because we are going to talk about that in the second half of this program. The umpires themselves, actually, INEC now, the presidency and the president is seeking for another boss who will take up this task and, show Nigeria that, yes, this is a place that belongs to all of us. Who will that be? That's another big question. And of course, you can expect there will be manipulations, people running around, suggestions of names, throwing out some names from people to people. So wherever you talk about Nigerians making their choice via the votes, actually, and some will say the process of the primaries themselves have been manipulated. So by the time these people are thrown up, some Nigerians are confused to even vote for. Absolutely. And then they choose the lesser of the evils, if actually there is anything like that. So Nigerians might feel this money. I hope you don't get a backlash that you are gaslighting them as a politician. Nigerian politicians will do all they want to do and then throw peanuts at people that they don't have a choice than to take. If you are not taking it, you are not taking it, they will still have their way. So don't you feel like you are gaslighting Nigerians this morning? That's number one. And I want you to add this, just a question, because you are due for a break in the next 3 minutes. Before you switch gears, your state, Osun State, the issue of the local government has taken another dynamics and dimension. The much awaited allocation with length has been paid. The APC guys, the local government chairman produced by them, have said, we have seen it. We have it right now. And then there was a political solution that we understand was being sought by Governor Adeleke, the entire cabinet, the PDP in Osun, saying we are going to support the president. Do you feel cheated? You feel you have been played? Even if you are with your allegiance to President Tinubu, yet that money has been paid to the APC guys in spite of your support. Do you feel cheated that you have been dribbled? That's 2 questions.
Are we going to break or what you answer?
No, just answer in the next 2 minutes, sir.
You see, politics is very funny. what happened yesterday may not happen today, and what happened today is not what's going to happen tomorrow.
Okay.
We play it according to how it comes. By the time the governor or the PDP said, yes, we are going to support the president, we have our reasons for saying that. And the president who decided to, in fact, the issue of this payment, I, Diran Odeyemi, I still don't want to believe it. Because we have not seen any evidence that this money is being spent.
You don't think
yes,
it's true?
It may be in the bank. No, I don't think it's true. If it has been released to UBA, there is a court action on it. There is an injunction, that UBA should not distribute it. So I still want to believe that this money is there. If it is being spent by this local APC local government chairman, you will have seen the evidence on the streets, and they will have come out just in their usual character.
So you don't think that Abuja has played you?
Well, that is politics. It's normal. It's expected. It's nothing new, because as the president, if you tell him something today, if another person comes tomorrow to tell him something, he decides on who he wants to believe. And don't forget the connection between the president and the minister, the former governor of Osun State, Oyetola.
So will you and Osun PDP be, reveal your condition, reveal your promise to Abuja or to President Tinubu?
Let's leave that until when we get there. 2006 is more important to me than 2007. Okay. And in 2006, what we are having is the governorship
2026.
Well, 2026, I mean. And 2027, that is the presidential. Let's have the governorship first.
Former Deputy Governor Mishere has just declared his intention yesterday. You should be shivering by now, isn't it?
Well, I wish him good luck.
Really? That's
He's a friend and a brother. Of course.
All right.
I wish him good luck.
Okay.
He's a friend and a brother. But whoever APC is presenting,
yeah,
I'm sure none of them is going to win that election. None.
So who will win?
Of course, Senator Ademola Adeleke.
Okay. The Osun people.
The Mole of Osun is going to win that election hands down.
It's all right.
Osun State believes in him.
Please hang in there. We switch gears right now because the process of 2026, the process of 2027 will have to be handled by the umpire, INEC. Who will that be? Who will superintend? Who is that person that we have the CV and the camaraderie that Nigerians will trust? We'll wait to see. Stay with us.